So we are now more than halfway into the kidney cycle in the Tibetan ChiChai calendar. And as you may have seen in the other video I made explaining the ChiChai calendar, each organ comes in cycle for 2 weeks, where we see the features of that particular organ playing itself out in our lives, personal lives, but also in the world around us and in the politics and how we see things progressing in the world. So the kidneys is a very, very feminine organ. If you know a little bit about the real kidneys in the body, they're very delicate, very ladylike, and very, very sensitive. And they govern a lot of the feminine organs, especially the feminine organs, the whole menstrual cycle and everything. All of this is actually governed by the kidneys. So they have they're quite an important organ. And but it's incredibly complex, those kidneys, because it's all there's an opposition to everything. We have this incredible femininity. The color is very soft blue, and it's crystal blue, so it's like crystal clarity. We have this clarity. I know one person who is so kidney crystal clarity, feminine, receptive, clear. That's Gigi Young. It's a typical evolved kidney, feminine kidney. So, but there's many layers in this, as I say, and the opposite of this is when the kidney goes into projection. This we have a lot of in the kidneys, and confusion also, a lot of confusion when the kidney energy becomes a little bit like a chicken energy, like running around confused. In fact, the chicken is a creature of the kidneys. But then we have this projection, and in this projection, this can be actually a hatred of the feminine that projects itself out and becomes like a distortion of something feminine out of the hatred. And a good example is like, like this camp way that you sometimes see in the transvestite world, where we have like the drag queens dressed up as women, but if there is even a drop of femininity in this, I don't see any, not even a drop. I see this harshness instead in the kidneys, and the projection. Like the kidneys have this harshness also to it, which is again the opposite of this soft feminine receptivity. We have the harshness. We have the backstabber. Yeah, like the one that you thought was your friend all along, and you could confide in them, your most delicate, sensitive corners of your being, and suddenly they step out of the shadows and stabs your back in front of everybody. That's very kidney. So if you've had this happening over the past week, 10 days, it might mean you are quite in tune, actually. Sorry to tell you. Another thing that you might have noticed over the past week when the kidneys have been in cycle is the urge to clean up, like get cleaned up. Like if there's somebody you had a quarrel with, quarreling is a very kidney thing again. If you're somebody you had a quarrel with, and you have second thoughts about it now, and my God, it was such a stupid little thing, and we were quarreling, and oh my God, are we now going to be enemies for the rest of my life? Like so the kidney cycle is a perfect time to sit down and write that letter to find out if you can meet and talk it over, or send that message, said that you reach out your hand to clean up this, or you want to eliminate it. The kidneys is an eliminating organ. So you want to eliminate all the mess in your house and get rid of stuff that has been sitting around and actually doesn't really have any relevance to your life, as your life is painting itself for you right now. You get rid of all these disturbances. creating confusion in the room. You clear that up so you can have your crystal clear space around you. It's a very, very typical thing you do in the kidney cycle. One of the countries that is the kidney is Germany, and I'm a little bit late with my updating because I've actually been waiting for some big thing happening with Germany, like things are really building up around Germany. The economy is finished. Germany is not soon coming back to be the economic locomotive of Europe anymore. Germany's economy and industrial state is finished, it's gone. And it has been destroyed by a very weak, confused, projecting politicians in Germany that has let USA walk all over them and destroy their gas line to to Russia, and they haven't said anything. Like America came in and backstabbed kidney Germany. So I've actually been waiting for something bigger happening in Germany, and that is we still have some days left in this cycle. On the political scene, what I have noticed more is Israel, which is not a kidney country as such, but it is an arms country, and this is a little bit more advanced. But actually, we also have the arms in cycle. It's just not to confuse that I talk so much about it. But today I will, because Israel is really is big. What's happening in Israel? Their whole project with the Hamas seems to have failed completely. They've had to draw out. They have their stuff going on with Iran, which is pretty serious unless everybody can really cool it. And they seem to be very reckless, actually, and they have not got a whole lot of sympathy from a big part of the world with their actions. So everything is really very much on an edge for Israel right now. That's the arms. What is arms? Arms is something that you embrace with, but and it's also something you push away with, and it's also defense. What is arms? Weapon is is arms, right? And also we have the thing going in the arms is typical that you give out one thing and it smashes right back in your face and finishes if you're not really careful. In the arms, it's self-destruction. And that's what we see in Israel happening right now. It seems very self-destructive, the way they play out their aggressions for whatever reason. What's happening doesn't look at all very good for Israel. So that was a little bit about Israel. If you have had any experiences here over this kidney cycle, please write it in the comments or contact me and share it with me. I'm very curious what you get out of these updates. And also, we have the blessing days for the kidneys coming up on the 19th and the 20th, like Friday and Saturday this week. So if you have processed the challenges, the confusion, the projections, the harshness, the backstabbing, all the elimination and the clean out your word, clean out your misunderstandings and stuff like that. Like, how have you been processing your life in this week or these weeks? If you have been processing well, there could be a beautiful blessing waiting for you in the blessing days on Friday and Saturday. And if you're not, then maybe there's some more tasks for you coming up for the next cycle that you will have to process. The next cycle is going to be the stomach. So that's all about sympathy and friendliness and dogs and these kind of things. So that will start on Sunday roughly. You see if you can tune in and get a sense of when the ChiChai changes. It's actually quite easy to perceive, because when the ChiChai changes, it's something shifts also inside your being, and it will change into something which is a little bit chaotic. Everything has to reset itself around the new energies that are coming in. So see if you can perceive that over the weekend, and have a nice onwards kidney week.